What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Friday, July 5th, 2024, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 13:34 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Eastern Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and right here at home. So, looks like Hurricane Beryl is about to make landfall in Texas. So what you're looking at here is one of the latest models, and this is coming from one of the most accurate models for this storm so far, the HWRF, and it's showing a major hurricane making landfall near Corpus Christi, and it shows a storm with a minimum pressure of 962 millibars, which would put it right around Category 2, possibly Category 3. So this is extremely concerning. Anybody watching this from Texas needs to enact their hurricane plans, okay? This is a very powerful storm. It has already shattered numerous records. It's the earliest forming Category 5 hurricane on record since records have been kept. The strongest hurricane in the month of June, and I believe also the strongest hurricane for the month of July. Okay, so at least 3 records broken already, and the National Weather Service has dropped the ball on this one. They said that it was going to top out at 125 miles per hour sustained winds. Well, we got up to 165 miles an hour. Okay, so they said it was going to max out at a strong Category 2, and we blew that out of the water, and it got up to 165, which is above the threshold for Category 5 by several miles per hour. So they were way off, and it does appear that they're wrong right now because they're showing a weak hurricane hitting Texas, but all the models are disagreeing with the National Weather Service. Okay, so get prepared, guys. It looks like we're going to have a major hurricane landfall on Texas sometime next week. Here's some video footage coming out of Jamaica. This was when Beryl almost made landfall on Jamaica. It just grazed Jamaica. The eye wall passed just maybe 50 miles south of Jamaica, so they dodged a bullet, but look at the winds here. Absolutely insane.
It ripped the phone wire off the house. I don't know if it's the old wire or the new wire, but yeah. That is ripped off the house. I think you can see it. It's just, holy shit. It's really bad. Really, really bad. Ivan was nothing like this.
So that was crazy, guys. And there was some really serious flooding in Grenada. I saw some footage of water all the way up to people's waists in these towns in Grenada. And here's the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a discount on their 1-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video. This is a 1-month freeze-dried food supply. It has a 25-year shelf life. Normal price is $237. They've dropped it down to $177. So that's a savings of $60. And it's all packed within 2 rugged, water-resistant buckets. Free shipping is included. $177 for 1 month of food. Where are you going to find a deal like that? They also have a general store, and they're always running discounts in their general store on various prepping and survival items. They have everything from MREs, potassium iodide to survival seeds. And to get to their general store, you got to click on the My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the page when you get to preparewithnyprepper.com. And you'll see when you get there, they have everything you can imagine. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $60 off the My Patriot Supply 1 month emergency food supply. That's $180 for 1 month of food, free shipping included. The link is in the description below this video. And also check out their general store. They have everything you can imagine prepping and survival related, and they're always running various discounts there. And you can see compared to the models, they have it going more south versus the models are showing it going more north, okay? But we know the National Hurricane Center is full of you-know-what. They were way off by 40 miles per hour, guys, okay? They weren't off by 10 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. They were off by 40 miles per hour sustained winds in their forecast, okay? Absolutely ridiculous. And this is what Beryl looks like right now. It's right over the Yucatan Peninsula. And I want to update you guys on the situation in the Middle East. It does look like Israel is still planning to launch this massive operation in Lebanon to destroy Hezbollah. So apparently yesterday there was an attack on the U.S. military base in eastern Syria at the Conoco gas field. Locals reported hearing a loud kaboom. No word on casualties or damage yet from the U.S. military. So it looks like an Independence Day attack on a U.S. military base in Syria, and the Biden administration is refusing to disclose any information on that. And the Rambam Hospital in northern Israel's largest city is preparing for an extreme scenario in which missile impacts will occur every 4 minutes for 50 to 60 days. The hospital set up fortified underground space for treating 2,000 patients, including 24 operating rooms, according to Israeli Channel 12. Okay, so they're setting up these underground bunkers underneath these hospitals to treat patients, and they've already moved a lot of people that are in intensive care out of northern Israel into southern Israel. Okay, so they've cleared out the hospitals in northern and central Israel from people that are receiving intensive care treatment to southern Israel in case there's power outages or something, and also if they need room in those intensive care units to treat wounded soldiers. And massive wildfires broke out in northern Israel as a result of Hezbollah rocket attacks yesterday. And Hezbollah unveiled a new type of underground missile system, and that's what you're looking at right here. You can see this missile launcher. You can see this thing is completely concealed underground with like 2 or 3 feet of dirt on top. So this is going to be a very, very serious war, guys. Okay, this is not going to be like Gaza. This is going to be very, very serious. And here we have some pictures of these wildfires that broke out after the Hezbollah attacks, okay? So Israel's not going to continue to tolerate this. Remember, a lot of their people have moved out of northern Israel because of the constant attacks by Hezbollah. So they're not going to just allow Hezbollah to scare their people from living in their own homes, okay? They want to return their people back into the northern part of the country. And so they're not going to just allow this to continue to happen. And I want to update you on the situation in Europe. So there's a new prime minister in the UK. The prime minister of the UK, Rishi Sunak, officially resigned already. And now there's a new prime minister, Keir Starmer, and he just gave his first speech today. And he said that the work of change begins immediately. He told the nation from a lectern on Downing Street, though he acknowledged this would not be as simple as flicking a switch. He vowed a government of service and spoke of the need for a national reset. The new prime minister made sure to highlight the challenges of an insecure world. He also saluted the work of his predecessor, Rishi Sunak. And the prime minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban, met with Putin today. After meeting with Zelensky, Orban called the meeting with Putin special and noted that Hungary would soon become the only country in Europe capable of dialogue with both Russia and Ukraine. Orban says Kyiv and Moscow's positions on peace are very far apart. So Viktor Orban trying to be a peacemaker, meeting with Zelensky, then meeting with Putin, but he basically said that their positions are very far apart. Let me just play this video for you of Orban meeting Putin. And Putin said that the Taliban is Russia's ally in countering terrorism. Absolutely insane. And he said that the U.S. has destroyed the fundamental documents that underpinned international stability and he also said the U.S. destroyed the fundamental documents that And he also said that the U.S. destroyed the fundamental documents that underpinned international stability and security. He said that Russia did not withdraw from the Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty or the INF or the CTBT, which is the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, which is basically a lie because he was the one that was deploying the medium-range missiles during the Trump administration. And Trump had intelligence of that, and Trump pulled out because he saw that Russia was not abiding by the treaty. And here we have Rishi Sunak making a statement during his resignation.
Following this result, I will step down as party leader, not immediately, but once the formal arrangements for selecting my successor are in place. It is important that after 14 years in government, the Conservative Party rebuilds, but also that it takes up its crucial role in opposition professionally and effectively.
And here's a video of the new prime minister arriving in Buckingham Palace. So there's the new prime minister. So very interesting. We're going to have to keep an eye on this guy and see how he is. And Ukraine launched a massive drone strike on an electrical substation in the Krasnodar region of Russia. Residents of the entire city of Primorsko-Akhtarsk lost power. And after threats from Russia, the U.S. has not flown reconnaissance drones over the Black Sea for 12 days. They don't fly those Forte drones anymore over the Black Sea. However, they are still flying manned reconnaissance planes that have been escorted by British Eurofighter Typhoons. And this is because the Russian Minister of Defense told his military to take measures against any U.S. drones in the Black Sea. And Ukraine's army has retreated from a neighborhood on the outskirts of Chasiv Yar, which is a strategic town in eastern Ukraine, a short distance west of Bakhmut. And the third Patriot air defense system from Germany arrived in Ukraine. This was stated by the German ambassador to Ukraine, Martin Jaeger. And Putin said yesterday that he believes former President Donald Trump is sincere in his desire to end the war in Ukraine, but added that he was unfamiliar with how he plans to do this. And the South Korean president will be attending the NATO summit next week. That's pretty interesting. So will we see South Korea join NATO? I think it's very possible. And yesterday we had another day with an unusually large amount of Chinese warplanes and warships circling Taiwan, as many as 36 Chinese warplanes and 6 Chinese warships circled the island. And remember that top secret intel that I shared with you guys. Okay, the U.S. military is planning for a possible attack on Taiwan late 2024 and early 2025. Okay, this is coming from an anonymous source that sent me an email recently, okay, from inside the U.S. Army. They believe that China is going to attack Taiwan at the end of the year, potentially before Trump gets elected, okay, during the lame duck period. And Biden told Democrat governors that he plans to stop scheduling events after 8 p.m. so he can get more sleep, sources told CNN. And flights have been suspended in the Mediterranean after Sicily's Catania volcano erupted. And I want to just show you guys some flight paths here. So what you're looking at is a British reconnaissance plane that flew all the way up to northern Finland, and it was doing loops on the border of northern Finland and Russia. And right in this area is where Russia has their northern fleet base near Murmansk. That's where they have 2/3 of their nuclear-armed submarines, okay? So we're flying this reconnaissance plane literally right next to Russia's northern fleet. So that is a red flag that something could be going down, and we're trying to keep an eye on their northern fleet base and see what kind of sub-activity is going on over there. Now, we also moved a boomer to Scotland, to Fastlane. Fastlane is where the British keep their nuclear-armed submarines. We moved one of our nuclear-armed submarines there like 2 weeks ago, the USS Tennessee. So that's another sign that something could be going down very soon. Okay, you can see the buildup. And here we have a Polish border guard plane that was patrolling the border of Poland and Belarus near the city of Brześć in southwestern Belarus. This is formerly a Polish city that was stolen from Poland by Stalin after World War II. And there is a lot of Polish people in this town here, in this city in Belarus. But what's interesting is just south of this city is a base for the Belarusian military, and thousands of Russian troops are stationed there. And they've also moved S-400 air defenses here and also Iskander missiles with nuclear warheads right to the border of Poland. Okay, so the Polish border guard is keeping a close eye on this area to see if there's any indications that these Russian forces are going to try to cross into Poland and attack them. And here we have a massive German Air Force cargo plane that landed in Lithuania in Sauli. Now, Sauli is where they have the main NATO base in Lithuania, in Kaunas. That's where they have the largest NATO base in Lithuania. That's the main NATO base. So Germany moving a massive amount of equipment. And that's the latest breaking news that I have. I might be back later on tonight with more breaking news. I do have some family obligations the rest of the weekend, but I'm going to try my best to put out at least one update per day. So until later on, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere.